Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Irad, and so today we are going to talk about F1 2023. I am actually quite a big Formula 1 fan. I've always loved, since I was a little kid, F1. I've had plenty of F1 games that I've had. I think my favorite was F1 9802. If you guys remember, this one was from a while back. Let me put the camera properly here. And so we've got some indication about the next F1 game, F1 2023, which was revealed a couple of days ago. And so today we are going to take a look at some of the associated gameplay that will come with this latest game. So really excited about this, and I want to share my thoughts with you guys. So let's check it out right here.
23's official deep dive part 1 with a focus on new gameplay features,
all right, tracks,
improvements, new circuits and more. F1 23 delivers a universal leap forward in gameplay with innovation.
That's awesome. There's Australia, by the way. I haven't played 22 because I love story-driven games, and that's why I was a big fan of F1 2021, which had Drive to Glory. I think that was the name of the of the campaign. I may be confused. Anyway, it has this really brilliant campaign that I absolutely loved. And last year I didn't have it, so I thought that's going to be a pass. But it's coming back this year, so that's why I'll be getting it as well. But I missed one key improvement from last year, which was the new Australian Grand Prix, which had some of the slow curves have been actually modified to make the track a little bit faster as well and more enjoyable, and that's definitely something I'm looking forward to experiencing this year. But let's keep on going here.
The vehicle physics engine for improvements to handling, low-speed traction and overall drivability.
Yeah, plus it's going to be the first time I'm actually trying a Formula 1 game with my steering wheel, so I'm also excited about this one too.
You'll feel more predictable and authentic vehicle behavior on track in 3 key areas: acceleration, braking and rotation.
Now, is this going to be reflected on the actual steering wheel when you have the force feedback? That's also something I would like to know. Plus, if sometimes I know I don't have like a wheel that's like an F1 yoke, you know, the rectangle wheel. I have a normal wheel. It's a Logitech 931, so it's not really adapted for Formula 1. But how are they also going to make it enjoyable for people who do have this wheel as well? That's also something I will definitely review when I'll play.
The development team first updated the physics calculations for the slip of tyres and how this interacts with the inertia of the car itself. Real F1 team feedback has been incorporated into F1 23 gameplay.
That's wonderful. It's great that they're actually working with real F1 teams. Anthony Davidson was a Formula 1 player. He was not a player. He was a Formula 1 pilot, not a very famous one. I think he piloted for Toyota, and that's about it. So in just a few races, but still, at least they got some feedback from people who have actually experienced driving Formula 1 cars, and they're trying to put back into the game. It's also something that's very important for immersion and authenticity.
You know, when the guys at Codemasters and the team came approaching me to say, look, we've tweaked the new game, give it a go, see what you feel, things you like, things you don't like. Felt like there's been quite a big change with it.
The balance between aerodynamic grip from the cars and mechanical grip from the tyres was fine-tuned to get it much closer to real life, turn enhancing the authenticity of every drive.
Well,
the way
we'll
the engine delivers torque has been refined, making it more progressive relative to your gear and throttle input, which enriches all of these other changes to make throttle response more realistic. The underfloor of the cars...
But usually, you know, those realistic things, the way that they make the game feel more realistic is usually for people who are really into sim racing and who would feel different. People like me who are more casual players, you know, unfortunately, that's what it is, right? We don't really feel those because I'd say that we don't play enough, perhaps, or maybe we've never been in an actual race car. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the closest thing I've been to an F1 was a go-kart, so that's about it. So I'm not sure players like me will actually feel the difference, though. That's my only concern.
It was also improved to make interactions with curbs and rumble strips more true to life. You'll really feel all of this new handling detail through a force feedback steering wheel. But controller drivers, listen up. Introducing Precision Drive Controller technology in F1 23. a transformative controller input tech to enable a more precise and rewarding driver experience on standard controllers.
Oh,
Whether
so that includes the basic wheel that I have too.
your driving style is smooth or aggressive, Precision Drive will elevate confidence for controller players, especially during those intense wheel-to-wheel racing moments that make F1 so thrilling.
All right, well, we'll
Real
definitely try it
F1
out.
race distances range anywhere from about 44 laps to 78.
Well,
will
44 laps on long tracks and 78 laps on short tracks, but the overall distance is more or less always the same.
take, depending
It's
on
not
the
relevant.
circuit. When you're playing a video game, you might not want to commit to a full Grand Prix, even though it'd be the most realistic experience.
Yeah, it's a
to
bit long.
alleviate this, F123's new 35% race distance option creates an ideal balance that enables you to use a realistic race setup and strategy where tyre wear is still crucial, but you're not having to commit to race a full-length Grand Prix.
Yeah, it's something that they've already had before, those races, 35%. You're still racing for about half an hour, which is still a long time when you don't have that much time for gaming, especially as you're getting older. So it's great that they are thinking for those players like myself, casual players who don't have time to commit for long sessions but still want to enjoy the game, and of course want to still enjoy the tire strategy. It's also one of the key elements of F1 nowadays, and it's definitely more interesting when you don't have a lot of time but you still need to experience that anyway.
35% race distance was first pioneered for F1 esports to give a balance of strategy and excitement. With this new setting, you can specify how you want your race weekend to play out, and races will be more accessible from a time commitment standpoint.
Okay.
Building on the existing
now
safety car
that
feature,
is-
red flags are now in the
Yes.
game in F1 23.
yes. Now, that's one of the things that I've loved about F1 games. Crashes, accidents, mayhem. That's really something that I loved in F1 9802. This game featured some of the most insane crashes in an F1 game, and I just love when there's a lot of stuff on debris and it's just I crash cars. It's just because of sometimes mechanical failures that may leave in an abandoned car as well in the middle of the track, and red flags. It's awesome because when you have a race flag, it's race over, and then the race starts again from the grid. So that means that it's super exciting. Gives a chance if let's say you were third or fourth, you still have a chance to do a crazy start and get back to first. So it also gives a great opportunity for racers who may not be in a good position to try to get in a better position, and vice versa. If you're in a good position, then you're gonna have some pressure to defend yourself. I love this feature. I'm so glad it's coming back.
The system now monitors track conditions and determines whether to trigger a virtual safety car, a full safety car, or a red flag. The sensitivity of red flags can be adjusted, similar to the safety car feature. A variety of things can trigger a red flag, like debris on track,
Yes.
cars stopping on track, extreme
Yes.
wet conditions,
Oh.
and more. AI cars can initiate
Extreme wet conditions. Oh yeah. I really don't like wet conditions. It's so horrible. It's so horrible. I'm not very good at it. And I'll be very happy to have a red flag in extreme wet conditions. I don't recognize these cars. Is this F2?
red flags as a result of racing incidents, but they're more likely during a multiplayer event when users are racing wheel to wheel. The new red flag feature also adds a new strategy element to race day. Under a red flag, you're allowed to adjust your race strategy, fit new tyres, and repair some damage, just like in real F1 races.
Nice.
Two
that's definitely
brand
going
new
to help out.
circuits arrive in F1 23, Las Vegas and Losail.
And that's the one in Qatar. Yes, Las Vegas. Come on. Ever since F1 was bought by the Americans. Sorry, my American friends, but I mean, I would much prefer to have F1 racing on real tracks. Laguna Seca would be an amazing track for F1.
The highly anticipated Las Vegas
They always want to
circuit
put their
has been
tracks in
built from the
cities like
ground up
Miami
in
or
F1 23,
Las Vegas.
and the game will be the first chance for fans and F1 drivers themselves to experience the track ahead of the race. In-game, the track will be as accurate as possible, It was designed from thousands of reference photos from around Las Vegas. A huge amount of photogrammetry data was acquired from the Vegas
I mean, it
Strip
does look
for
very
ultimate
realistic for sure.
authenticity. For LaSalle,
It's
official
just going to be a copycat of
computer-aided
Singapore.
design combined with ArcGIS World Atlas aerial imagery, height data, and photogrammetry of the circuit were integrated to create the most accurate representation of the new track. And when F123 launches, you'll be able to race at some additional fan-favourite circuits,
Yes.
like Portimao.
Yes, I love this Portuguese track. I'm so glad it comes up. Now, why is it there? Is it because we're going to have the ability to race over several seasons, and so they are bringing back those tracks? Maybe, I think it's probably going to be for the single-player campaign. We're probably going to be starting last year in 2022 and continuing in 2023.
Paul Ricard and Shanghai. F123 was built to give you more control on track
I love
and
the
to
Paul
provide
Ricard.
a more realistic feeling drive every time you play. Tune in to part 2 of the F123 Deep Dive series on the 19th of May.
All right, May 19th. When is that? That's next week. All right, that's so cool. Well, we'll definitely be checking it out, guys. But let me know in the comment section down below. I know that F1 is getting more popular in some parts of the world, like in the States. So maybe if you're American and you are more into F1, let me know as well. I'd like to know what your thoughts are. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm Iran. I'll see you guys later.